And we've made it. Hello, weekend. I must admit, I have been on the wind down all day today. It has been a massive week. I'm aware that I'm a little tired. I'm aware that I've got some extra baggage with me today under the old eyes. I might have some word finding difficulties and I might say things that are completely inappropriate given my fatigue state. But I thought it was important to make sure that I celebrate the week with you. Excuse me. You see, this week it's felt like it has been one of those pivotal weeks in my career. That's a big thing to say, but it really does feel like it's been that important and that significant. This week I spoke at a brand new event with a brand new group of people that I'd never met before, and we got 50 people in the room. We were actually oversubscribed, and I got to share my brand new book of evidence format with the people in the room, and there's been some really great and lovely, very much appreciated feedback on how that evening went. I got to speak on emotional intelligence and how we can apply that in a very practical way. And I just feel so much gratitude for, number one, being asked to speak to people locally in my community. That really happens for me. In fact, it never happens for me. That is the first time it has happened for me. And for people to be so warm and welcoming and hungry for knowledge and keen to participate. And I'm very, very glad that my jokes and my stories found their audience and found their mark. There was a part of me that was terrified that my funny stories were going to be met with stunned silences. But no, there was a lot of laughing and it was just delightful, and I'm so incredibly grateful. And then following on, so that was Wednesday night, and then following on from that, I got to drive to Newcastle and present a brand new initiative in my clinical practice in Purple Co, which meant for the last 2 weeks I have been creating all of this amazing collateral. So we've had brand new brochures that have been written and looking pretty fabulous. So we've got one for insurance company people, we've got one for clients, we've got one for their doctors. And while I was at it, I thought I'd get some really cute, funky little business cards. How cute are they? Business cards created, but that takes a lot of effort. If you've ever done any copywriting or marketing, and I still got a lot to learn, they're probably still quite wordy, but delivering a presentation to our first group of people inside an insurance company yesterday, and before I was 2/3 of the way through, we knew that we had found the mark. We filled a gap. We were talking into service provision for people who aren't getting good service or who aren't getting any service. And we're now going to be able to help more people take back control of their lives after injury, illness, and trauma. And what is so incredibly amazing for me is that this is now returning me to a jurisdiction that I vowed I could not work in until change had occurred. So 10 years ago, when I started Purple Co, I deliberately removed myself away from our workers' compensation insurance scheme. I've been quite vocal about it in the last 10 years, explaining that when I had been working in that system, that I had found it quite a disempowering system for everybody, for injured workers, for their employers, for insurance companies, and especially for us as service providers. So 12 months ago, I had been approached by the new authority here in New South Wales to help them, well, basically, Joe, come up with an alternative to rehab for this particular group of people because what we're doing isn't working. So number one, being asked is a huge honor, but number two, having my philosophy and what I know to work, where I've been so vocal for 10 years explaining that what we're doing isn't working and it's not helping and it's not sustainable and we need to change it, and being firm enough in my convictions of who I am and the good work that we do and how we need to treat people with respect and dignity and give them back their choice and give them back their life. It's actually come full circle. The thing to remember here is that it's taken 10 years. And I was at yoga this morning, funnily enough, and there was a great analogy used in the class this morning. We are not instant noodles. We live in a day and age where we want things instantaneously. We want to put up a Facebook post and expect clients to come through the doors. We want to create a course and put the course up on a Facebook post and it become millionaires. We want to write a book, and we think that that's going to make us a gazillionaire, or fill our practice, or whatever it is that we want an instant result from. And it really came home to me yesterday that I have waited 10 years for this opportunity. I've had growing to do. I've had a team to build. I've had to bring the right people in with me at the right time, because this project is going to be so much bigger than what I can deliver on my own. In fact, I don't think I'll be delivering much of it at all, because I now understand the value of having someone coordinate and make sure that all the right pieces are in the right place. If I'm truly the jigsaw puzzle master, I shall be doing that for this project. So we are not instant noodles. I am not an instant noodle. It was not an instant, there you go, make the change, be the change that you want to see in the world. But 10 years on, and people are catching up with the fact that I've been talking about this for a long time. I've stayed true to my own sense of self and my integrity, and going, I won't work in a system that treats people badly. I won't work in a way that undermines my value, my worth, my credentials, my expertise. I won't work in a way that forces me to treat people like they are second-class citizens. I just can't do that, and I don't want to do that. So for those of you who find it really hard to see the value in sticking to what you know to be truth, and to not compromise because you're scared you won't get clients, you're scared you won't make enough money, you're scared you won't make payroll, can I share with you that you will? Now, I'm not saying that I have always had a surplus of finance. Last year was incredibly tough, but we are now incredibly well positioned, and our reputation is intact, and right up there with trust, and having trust as the currency in this industry, in the true currency of health professionals, is being able to have trust exchanged. Then my integrity and my reputation has to be right up there as well. So I want to encourage you and celebrate with you this week. I can't see that there's anybody live on the call today. I am assured that we're all busy, but I want to make sure that this week that you have got something awesome to celebrate, that you can celebrate the great goals and the gains that you've made, even if it's a small step in a process. Because if you think about where you were 10 years ago and where you've come to today, and how much change and growth and development has occurred, you're not an instant noodle either. So I'm celebrating the fact that we are all a work in progress, that none of us are an instant noodle. You just can't add water and have the private practice of your dreams. Oh my goodness, I think I have now got blog posts for the next 7 or 8 weeks. Well, I am on the wind down and the slide into my weekend. I have had a very cruisy day today. I have not done a lot at all because my head seriously just did not want to switch on, let me assure you. I'm having a very relaxing weekend. I may or may not get out of my pajamas tomorrow. We'll see how we go. But I am celebrating my grandmother's 96th birthday on Sunday. So that is going to be amazing. And I get to see my sister and all of my sweet nieces and nephews and my son. So I will have my family tank really filled on Sunday. That will be wonderful. So we are coming into the weekend. I want to make sure that you are planning some great rest, relaxation, and replenishment time for you. Make sure that you hug those that you love. Make sure you tell them how much you love them. Make sure you show them how much you love them. I will want to see us all turn up again next week, where we are rested, where we are replenished, where we are reignited with our passions, and we are looking forward to the change that we can make in the world. If I can make this sort of change happen in 10 years, imagine what we could all do if we change a system, if we change the philosophy of a system, and in 10 years, if we all did that. That is really awesome. Let's go do that, shall we? Until next week, go be your awesome self.